Yo, what's going on, everybody? It is Straight Outta Boston here, and today I'm back for episode number 55 of my Atlanta Braves franchise here on MLB 15 The Show. So we last left off in this series with a dramatic Game 7 victory over the Arizona Diamondbacks in the NLCS. So we're moving on to the World Series. You can take a look at what the World Series rotation is going to look like, and we're facing off against the Houston Astros. Here is what their roster is looking like in year number 5 of this franchise. Carlos Correa up to a 99 overall, and a lot of the young talent that they have on their roster has sort of come to fruition. Guys like George Springer, Lance McCullers, all very good players at this point in their career. So here we go. We're going to start the simulation up till the first elimination game. We win Game 1. We win Game 2. Now the series shifts to Houston, and we win Game 3. So we have got a chance to actually go for the sweep here in Game number 4. It's going to be Cody Martin versus Michael Feliz is your pitching matchup here tonight. So you can see the team stats, the Braves really hitting the cover off the ball. I think that's a big reason why we have moved on to the World Series and why we are in position to try and win our second straight World Series title. So here we go from Minute Maid Park, Game number 4 of the 2019 World Series. A battle of former NL playoff opponents, of course. What was it, 2004, I think, when they had that epic, was it an 18-inning game, I think, in the NLDS? And I think the Astros ended up winning that, and of course they won that series moving on before they lost in the NLCS that year to the Cardinals. But here we go, take a look at Bruce Bochy's lineup tonight. Pretty standard stuff there. Brett Walker getting in there as the DH. Of course, we are playing in an AL ballpark. So D. Gordon leading off the game with a walk. He will get on base, and you never want to let D. Gordon get on base. He's already stolen second here. McCutchen is going to walk as well, so that's going to put runners on first and second with nobody out in this inning for Freddie Freeman, who is up next. Now the 1-2. Both runners are off. Freeman takes a ball high. The throw down is not in time. Actually, it looks like it would have been in time, but it was an offline throw from Jason Castro. So both runners are safe. Now the 2-2 to Freeman. He's going to ground this one to the second baseman, Altuve, ranging to his left. He'll make the play, but a run will come home and score, and that makes it a 1-0 game. Atlanta on the board first. Benito Rodriguez up next. He's going to strike out on the fastball right over the middle. A big strikeout for Feliz. Now 2 down in the inning. Jorge Soler up after Calhoun was hit by a pitch, and Soler is going to fly one to right. Springer is there, and he will make the play for the third and final out of the inning. So despite getting runners on second and third with nobody out, only one run gets across for the Braves, and we are headed to the bottom of the first. Take a look at the Astros lineup here tonight. Pretty standard stuff for them. Not a lot of roster turnover from year 1 of this. They did add Yonder Alonso, but other than that, I think 8 or 7 of those, I guess it was 8 of those 9 players in the lineup were on the 2015 team. So really not a lot of roster turnover, as I said. But here we go now. Bottom 1, it is Yonder Alonso up, and he is going to take a pitch there. And Correa, who had walked, actually gets thrown out at second. So a nice play by Blake Swihart. Martin would get through the first unscathed. Now on to the top of the second. Brett Walker strikes out. That would be not the last time he will strike out tonight. He had a bit of a rough night at the dish. So here we go, top 2. It is Peraza. He's going to strike out as well on the fastball. Feliz settling in now. He's got 3 Ks through 2 innings, but Martin comes back. He's going to get a strikeout of his own here on the very strikeout-prone Chris Carter as he strikes out on the fastball. Now top 3, it's Andrew McCutchen up, full count. McCutchen drives one deep right center field. This ball is back to the track at the wall. Gone! A solo home run for Andrew McCutchen, and he makes it a 2-0 ball game. McCutchen, he was not on the team last year, if you guys remember, so he is still searching for that first World Series ring. Him and Chris Sale, both the 2 big new additions to the team this year, who weren't on the team last year, as they probably are more motivated than the rest of the bunch. Of course, you don't want to take anything away from the rest of the guys, but still, you know they are going to give all their effort. They are just 1 game away from their first World Series rings. Here we go, though. Cody Martin on the mound. He's going to strike out Jake Marisnik there on the slurve. Now top 4, it is Blake Swihart up, 3-2 count, and Swihart's going to go down. Feliz really dominating with that fastball, upper 90s in velocity. He had that thing going tonight. Now it is Yonder Alonso at the dish, bottom 4, 3-2 count. He's going to rip one to left field. That's going to get down, and that was a foolish decision by me to dive with Calhoun right there, especially with 2 outs already in the inning. So that is going to let Alonso get to second base, a man in scoring position now for Houston. That is their first base runner of the night, and it's Springer's turn. Actually, it's their first hit of the night, I should say. Correa did walk earlier in the game. But here we go. That's going to be a base hit to right field. The runner will be held at third, though. Strong throw from Soler keeps the runner at bay there. Now 2 down for Jason Castro, the 1-2 count. That's a base hit back up the middle. That just squeaks through. That's going to score a run. Springer on his horse headed for third. He will get in there. So it's first and third once again now. Still 2 outs in the inning. A little 2-out rally here from Houston. It is Evan Gattis up next, the former Atlanta Brave, 3-2 count. He's going to fly one to center field. McCutchen drifting over into right center field, and he will make the play for the third and final out of the inning. And we are through 3.5 now. it's a 2-1 ball game. Actually, we're through 4, I should say. It's a 2-1 ball game. Adam Brett Walker up, as I said. He had a rough night at the plate. He strikes out once again there. Feliz got that strikeout pitch working. That time it was the breaking ball. Now top 5 still. It is Jose Peraza. He goes down in the fastball. Another strikeout for Feliz, and then still top 5, Gordon's turn, and no, he's not going to strike out the side. He's actually going to jam one, or he gets jammed there, and fights it off into left field for a base hit. So Gordon on base. You never want to let a guy like that get on base. He can do so much damage with his wheels, and he is moving on the pitcher. McCutchen rips one into right center field. That's going to get down and get into the gap. A little hit and run. Of course, not really designed because there was 2 strikes on McCutchen, but it works out that way, and Gordon comes all the way around from first base to score. It's an RBI double for Andrew McCutchen, and that extends the lead to 3-1. Now Freeman up next. He's going to ground this one softly to Gaddis over at first. All right, not Gaddis, excuse me. That is Alonso, who steps on the bag for the 3rd and final out of the inning. So now bottom 5, it is Jake Marisnik up. He's going to ground one back up the middle for a base hit. So the speedy Marisnik gets on now. A leadoff base runner for Houston trying to get another run across here. It's Luis Valbuena up next. The 2-1 count. He rips one to deep right center field. This one could tie the game. It is going to land in front of the wall, and that will one-hop off the fence right there. McCutchen plays it on the bounce. Marisnik rounding 3rd, heading for home, and he scores. He could have scored easily on that play. He waited to see if that ball was going to be caught, though. Soler couldn't quite get over there in time, and it is a 3-2 ball game. Now with 2 outs in the inning, Rodriguez bobbles it, but the throw to first in time. A nice recovery, and he retires Alonso for the 3rd and final out of the inning, preventing another run from coming across. So the Braves still lead by 1 now, but into the top of the 6th, it's Calhoun going down on the pitch in the dirt right there. So 2 down now for Swihart. 3-1 count. He's going to take ball 4. And that would do it for Michael Feliz. Pretty strong stuff out of him, I thought. Of course, kind of surrendered a couple of big hits, the McCutchen double, and of course the McCutchen home run. But anyway, the walks did sort of bite him in the butt. I think he had like 8 strikeouts and maybe 4 or 5 walks. So the bases are loaded now. Wesley Wright's on. He's going to face Peraza with the bases loaded, and Peraza is going to fly this one to right. That will be hauled in by George Springer for the 3rd and final out of the inning, and we are headed to the bottom half of the 6th now. It is Chris Carter leading things off, 2-2 count, and Carter's going to go down his 2nd K of the evening here, that time on the cut fastball from Cody Martin. So through 6, you can take a look at the line from Martin. 6 innings, 7 hits, 2 earned, 4 Ks, and a walk. McCutchen 2 for 2 with a walk. He's been on base 3 times tonight. He's had a huge night, and his night would not be over. It's Gordon up, and he is going to reach on the infield single. A nice diving stop by Correa, but he couldn't make the throw in time. And then here it's another little hit and run, and the result is the exact same with McCutchen and Gordon. Off on the pitch was Gordon, and he is going to score all the way from first base. So it is another RBI double for McCutchen. He is his 4th time on base tonight, his 3rd extra base hit. So Brady Feigl? I couldn't pronounce that name if my life depended on it. He will come into the game now to face Freeman, who's going to strike out on the circle change there. A nice little pitch from Feigl. I'm just going to go with Feigl. I think that is a safe bet, but here we go now. It's Benito Rodriguez with McCutchen off on the pitch. He steals 3rd, his 2nd steal of the night. So now we've got a runner on 3rd with less than 2 outs for Benito Rodriguez, the 2-2, and he's going to strike out on the breaking ball. So Feigl with a couple big Ks so far this inning, and now with 2 down, it's going to be Jorge Soler with a man on, or 2 men on, I should say. 1-1 count. Soler chases one out of the zone, flips it to right, but Springer is there, and that will retire the side. So here we go now. It is top 8 with Feigl still out there. Adam Brett Walker up, and he is going to strike out for the 3rd time tonight. His rough night at the plate continues, and now with 2 on, it's McCutchen. He rips one to the shortstop, but Correa is there, puts the arm up, and makes the play that prevented at least 1 run from scoring, if not 2. Now 1 down in the bottom of the 8th. Alonso is going to get a base knock back up the middle, and that would do it for Cody Martin. So he is going to be pulled by his manager, Brett Bochy. A strong performance out of him, though. I actually, was kind of tinkering, or really was on the verge of pulling him in the 5th inning, but he really settled down and provided a 7 1/3 strong, only 8 hits, 2 earned runs. Of course, he would be responsible if Alonso were to come around, but we'll see if that happens. It's Weisler on now, and he's going to walk Chris Carter, so 2 men on. It's going to be a pinch runner, Nolan Fontana, at 2nd, but Springer's up now. He's going to go down on the slider in the dirt, out number 2, and then the next batter is going to be Jason Castro. As you're going to see, Daz Cameron will come on and pinch run at first base, but Castro, the 2-2 count, he goes down on the high heat, so Weisler is out of the jam, and we are headed to the 9th now, with the score still 4-2 Atlanta on top. Now, bottom 9, a 2-2 count to Gaddis. He is going to flip one. That is going to go past Weisler. Incoming is Peraza, and he makes the play. That was an impressive web gem right there from Jose Peraza. Now 1 down, 2 outs away. The Braves are from clinching their second straight World Series championship. Make it 1 out away. Marisnik goes down, his second K of the night. And now it's Luis Valbuena, the final hope for Houston. Weisler, the 1-2. He flies one to center field. McCutchen drifting over. He makes the play. And the Atlanta Braves are back-to-back World Series champions. They sweep the Houston Astros, defeating them 4-0 in the 2019 World Series, and they are your World Series champions for the second consecutive year. You can see jubilation on the field. D. Gordon, you can see he was pretty pumped up as well. He was on the team last year, a trade deadline acquisition, and then, of course, re-signed by the Braves to a 2-year, $18 million contract. That definitely paid off. He was a big factor in tonight's win. Bochy celebrates with his staff. That's always a funny sight there to see the coaches get that happy. You never really see too much jubilation out of them throughout the season, but you saw it there. There you go, 2019 a world champion. So that is going to do it, and that is going to do it for this series. I hope you guys did enjoy. 55 episodes strong, 2 World Series championships. Of course, we couldn't get it done with the Philadelphia Phillies, but that was their fault because we definitely proved that we were good enough to build a World Series contender. They should have just given us 1 more year. I think we could have done it, but oh well, that is their loss. That is going to do it. Hope you guys enjoy. Thanks for watching, and I will see you at MLB 16.